Hello, 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 and hello. I'm here with Chris, the middle of the week, the second month of the future. Welcome.
The owls are not what they seem.
They never are. I haven't seen an owl in a long time.
Dude, we see owls like on our when we go to we occasionally come up with me to Arkansas, the place I used to work for, like EC company, and it was like an hour and a half drive, and like we would drive along this long country highway stretch. And man, you could see these giant fucking owls in the trees, just like sitting up in these trees, like these huge eyes. You see it like especially the time of the morning it was, like your headlights would reflect off them. They would like catch
This
like
was in
catch
this was Arkansas.
yeah.
Yeah.
The headlights would reflect off like those giant owl eyes, and you'd see you just see like these massive pairs of eyes staring at you from the trees, and it was it was creepy as fuck, man. they really they really seemed like some ominous. It always felt like some ominous portent of something. I don't know what it was of, and nothing really happened. But I mean, it just like always felt like creepy as fuck. Yeah,
Mm.
I never really seen many owls up close, but I've seen them like on the road and stuff like that, and trees and stuff like that. So.
On the road, like roadkill.
No, I mean like on the side of the road, like in trees. Hawks like
Oh,
that too. I see hawks. I sometimes we'll even out here in Dallas, we would see on the way to work when we worked at Amazon, there would be this one particular like yield sign or a stop sign or something like that. That this gigantic fucking hawk, this like bird of prey that like I mean you can only imagine what the way it was as big as the sign was, standing on top of the sign, just sitting there looking for like I guess snakes, rats or whatever to eat. It was massive, dude. It was it was scary as fuck. Those birds, man, they're fucking crazy. But yeah, yeah. We went to a zoo here locally though. We did go to a zoo here. I think it was I can't remember if it was the Dallas or the Fort Worth Zoo, one of the two. And they had a big owl exhibit where like if you show up certain times, they would actually have the owls. They'd actually have like a handler with the owls. They'd come out and like let you pet the owls and stuff like that. My daughter was really like super excited about the time. And like they had like a snow owl and they had a barn owl and stuff like that. And they really are some gorgeous, gorgeous birds up close. Like you see, like all their markings, stuff like that. Man, those are they like people get like hypnotized by the eyes of horses because horses have those giant eyes too. Man, like the eyes of owls, man, like they will just like hypnotize you. They just like you can. It looks like you can look into them and see the future or some shit. Yeah. I never saw the future in them. I'm just saying they look like you could though, in conceivably. Um, they just look crazy, dude.
wow.
I don't really I mean owls are people there's a big spat of people like that were buying like exotic owls for pets after Harry Potter and stuff like that, and like that led to a big spate of like exotic owls being let out into the wild because the fact that owls make really messy terrible pets. People would buy them from like like black market online uh pet sellers, same place people buy tigers and shit like that, right? They buy these owls and like you have to keep in these. And first of all, you can't keep an owl in like a regular bird cage. You have to keep it in like a cage like this, the size of this chair and everything. It's much taller. And what do owls eat? Well, they eat like live things. They eat like the best thing to feed an owl is like a live rabbit, and they don't just eat the rabbit. They shred the thing into shredded rabbit parts. So like people would have this owl for like a week or two before they couldn't stand like looking at the carnage that the owl had wrought every day, and they would take the owl outside and just be like, "Go away, owl," and which I mean I can't imagine how much they spent on it. Just rich people doing stupid shit, but it's a shame. Um, Well, like I said, like we had this wildlife rehabilitation lady that in Texarkana named Lori Anderson that used to do like she basically that was her main thing is that she would find these animals that people would call her with like these animals that they had adopted from foreign countries and stuff like that, like anything from honey badgers to tigers to to leopards, to owls, and stuff like that. And like they would call her, and she'd come pick them up and try to rebuild them, get them readjusted to the wild, and like try to get them back to their more natural ecosystem. Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey, Cynthia.
PE, do you want to keep your name?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. That is from.
No, that happens to me all the time too. Not with that particular name, but
What? How do I? Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Hey,
Hey,
I
that's
might
so
be able
good.
to do it.
I came up here because hello, how are y'all today?
Hi. Yeah.
And then I received an email, a text message about you have something coming up and you needed some actors to read for you, Chris.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, I need some female actors to read through some of the female parts of the script that we're doing. We don't have a date yet set. I'm trying to get with everybody that wants to do it to like kind of tell me good times and everything, so we can start try to like send something that's conducive for everybody. But yeah,
Yeah.
I need women voices. I have four female characters. Two of them are fairly major. They have
I think NeuroJack said he would do one of them.
Right, one of the female ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
I asked Lib, since Lib's a woman. I told him Lib he could do one. Lindsay will do one. So
I mean, he
just
can't
need
even pull off real woman in real life.
I know, but one of the girls in the script is actually very masculine, so it kind of works.
Okay,
for him,
well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any help, let me make sure I put my email in the back chat. If you need me to do anything for you, or if you need me to help you read. And Chris, we're not too far from each other in real life.
You're in Dallas?
The Dallas area. I know where you're at because I've heard you talk.
Oh,
and
I know where you are.
And I heard you say something. I'm like, oh, I know where he's at. So if you need any help with any of your what is it? What do you call an audio performance?
I don't know. It's really just like all this is just like it's an experiment. Just like I think it's partially a team building experiment. You know, it's partially just to kind of like see what happens. Like this is a script that I originally wrote the first draft of 24 years ago. Okay, almost 25 years ago. I wrote the draft that we'll be working on. That draft was about 10 years old. Is about 10 years old. I've reread it now about 3 times. Like I definitely can see some areas that need improvement from it. Like especially because there's elements left over from like previous drafts that don't really fit now as much. That I didn't really see before. But I'm gonna leave it as it is, and I just read through it and just kind of see. It just kind of see like what people think, and then just see if people can like roll with it kind of thing. And because I'm working on an actual script, a new script for the panel for the panel format. That'll be like a I don't know, maybe a thriller horror type thing kind of thing where like we'll be.
I had an idea the other night, but I forgot it.
Oh, that sucks.
Well,
but maybe think of it again. You know. Let know.
Well, I just wanted to come up and offer my hand to help you in any way that you need. If you
are you in the Discord? Or are you in the Outliers Discord?
No, I need to get into that, but I'm not.
Jeff post the Outliers Discord. Then from there, I will send you the private invite to the invite to the. I made a channel specifically for the read through thing, so like you can
Okay.
So it's already got the script and everything posted on it. So we'll just join the Outliers Discord, and then when I see you on there, I will invite you directly over to the other Discord, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm always excited to help. And things like, are you a human? Yes. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for work, and I just woke up. I worked really, really late last night. So
okay.
You guys have a wonderful stream and a wonderful day. And if y'all need any help or anything, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you? What's your name on Discord? Are you?
Well, I'm joining right now. It's gonna be What's Up, Cynthia. My name's always What's Up, Cynthia.
Okay. I'm just
So
making
it'll
sure. I'm
be
just making
that.
sure. Sometimes people's Discord names are completely different, so I just want to make sure.
Awesome. Well, y'all have a wonderful stream.
All
Okay,
right,
take care.
Bye-bye.
Man, that was cool. What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, but no,
probably something nerdy.
it's one of those things. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, as much as I'd like for people to be like, self-motivated sort of thing when you just kind of put the announcement out there. I know that people need leadership sometimes. People need like someone to reach out to them.
What is that though? Because I'm self-motivated too. I don't need a lot of leadership. What is leadership for those people? What do they need?
It's not even about like they need leadership. It's only I don't think Cynthia's like someone that needs leadership. It's just like some people just like need to feel invited to it. Because they feel like they're imposing otherwise, and like so like they're
Joe?
having that invite. Hi Joe. Having that invite can go a long way towards like just making someone feel like, okay, like I something I can be a part of. And I don't know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I've encountered this my whole life, and like it's pretty general. It's pretty something that happens. It seems like it happens to everybody. So I also invited like I also invited shit. I'm sorry, Anton and John, depending on if they're available. Um, Anton already responded. He said he was interested. So So I mean,
So you think there's people that would get involved, but they just don't feel invited yet?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It sounds
I
silly,
don't
but
know
like
what
it's
that
like
means.
some people just need a little push. They need a little push to
Well, I
to
don't want
make
to
it feel
push
like they're.
anybody into anything.
It's not like a push, it's not like forcing them into it. It's like okay, maybe not a push is the wrong word. Maybe like an extended hand. Maybe just like someone putting their hand out and be like, hey, I think I would like you to be
Oh,
part of this. And like it's the invite. The invite is what matters to a lot of people. People want to feel invited. They want to feel like they're wanted there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, honestly. I mean, it's the opposite thing of like what happened to you and to me in different communities. Whenever you feel like you get chastised in the community and it makes you not want to be a part of it anymore. It's like the opposite side of that. Like like it makes you want to withdraw from that community because you feel like well, I don't want to be anywhere I'm not wanted. Well, some people feel like that automatically. They automatically already have that feeling of not wanting to be somewhere they're not wanted. So they just need like the little invite or something like, yes, I want you there. That's all it is. I don't think it's just human nature. I think to some degree. It just a lot of people because a lot of people feel like they're imposing or something like that. I felt like that before.
ooh. She's gonna find you in the streets.
In these streets, these YouTube streets, every day, every day.
Speaking of, is there any streets drama happening?
I don't know. I watched, like I said, I woke up at 5 a.m. I saw you guys were on the flow state panel. I watched it for a few seconds and I was like, I made a couple of comments in this section that nobody noticed, and then I just like went back to sleep.
Yeah, I did see them about how you had just woken up, was going back to sleep.
Yep. I was just I wasn't in. I fell asleep watching that movie, and then because the promethazine, dear God, thank God, like my doctor gave me that yesterday. My doctor finally gave me some promethazine, which also against Phenergan, for nausea, and it helps so much. It's such a relief to not feel nauseous, even if I feel dizzy, not feeling the nausea from it. Oh God, it's just like like I said, it almost makes me feel elated. I feel like this good chill up my spine whenever I don't feel nauseous. And but the Finnegan does have this common effect of making you really fucking sleepy. Um so it has that effect, and so like I had taken one about an hour before that. So like I mean normally it doesn't always make. I've never taken it in pill form. Like back in the day, Finnegan was this thing you only got in like these if you got a prescription of it, you get like this big bottle that would have these little like non-needled syringes in it, and it was like just have like this cream in it. You'd squirt the cream into your arm and you'd rub it into your arm, and you would feel less nauseous right away. They don't. I guess they don't sell it like that anymore anyway. But I got a big bottle of pills of it, and the pills work great. So I'm just I'm thankful for that. Not feeling nauseous is just a blessing from God, as far as I'm concerned, or Satan, or whoever you want to call him. Like, you know, just a big blessing as far as I'm concerned. I'm just happy about that. I don't feel nauseous right now, for example, and like most days when I'm on stream, I feel nauseous. I'm feeling like I'm gonna like you have to get him go throw up every now and then. So.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was every day.
Oh yeah, it's all the time.
Oh Lord.
I just live with that. I mean, when you feel dizzy, I mean, if you feel dizzy and car sick all the time, what I mean, how car sick feels like, you know, you're gonna throw up. It's like this constant feeling like you're going to, but you don't really, you know, because I don't really have a lot in my stomach a lot of times. So, yeah, it's just it's really the Finagrin makes a huge difference, and I'm happy about that. So it's already been like just since yesterday, it's been, I would say it's been it's practically like a 75% or more improvement on like life livability right now. It's just, it makes me feel so much less just generally bad. I don't know how to explain it. It's just good. I'm happy about that. And then I've got on the 9th I have some sort of physical therapy I have to go to. Which is stupid, which I don't think is going to help, because I've gone through the vertigo physical therapy before and it did not help. But so I've got to do that, and then I have sometime the next couple of days I have an MRI, and I have a CAT scan, and then I have all of the more intensive stuff coming up on the 20th and 21st. So this month is a big medical month for me. It's gonna be about actually getting to the bottom of this vertigo thing and killing it dead, hopefully. So.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. You see anything in the news or anything? I did not look at the news today.
I don't. I looked earlier. There was nothing
It's like
that stood out.
same old shit. Just like, oh, Joe Biden is old. Oh, Trump is an evil. Blah, 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 blah. There's no hope for anybody to get anybody besides Trump, though, on the GOP side, so we might as well just vote for Trump. Well, there's no hope besides getting rid of Joe Biden, so we might as well vote for Joe Biden. It's just like, people.
Well, I didn't see all that.
I mean, I'm exaggerating. I'm being hyperbolic. I'm just saying that's just what the general consensus of everything is. Just like, you know, just people just like, you know, they're arguing for the case for candidates they don't even believe in, you know. And hey, Joe, if you're out there, why don't you come on, man? We need some new blood in here so we can like come and tell us how racist we are, or whatever, you know.
How racist we are. Is he one of the people that thinks everybody's racist?
No, I'm just joking. I'm just teasing him. Just teasing him. I'm trying to check here. See, like, I want to check my chart, make sure I'm not forgetting something for tomorrow or something, because I have so many other doctor appointments as much. It's hard to keep up with. And I did have a couple of things that I was like, I had in my mind that I was like, oh, I need to talk about this on stream, and I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, you can't remember any of them?
Yeah, no, just really just one thing. There's one thing occurred to me yesterday when I was out last night after the stream. When I was out, like went to the doctor and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I need to bring this up on stream. This would be cool, and I can't remember what it was.
Was it about the streamers? Like any of the streamers?
No, it was just a conversation topic.
Like a good topic.
Yeah, just a good topic for conversation. I can't remember what it was now. I think I wrote it down on my phone, so I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see if I saved the note or whatever it was about it. Of course, knowing me, if I did, I put the words in so vague that it won't even matter. I have a tendency to like write notes that are like super fucking vague, and then like it doesn't actually tell me what it was I was thinking. I've tried to get better at that, but I can't say that I've succeeded. So let's see.
What's the point of the notes?
Because I don't know. Because fuck me, that's why. I don't know. Because like I usually I'm in the middle of something doing something else, and like I'm just trying to like really quickly like write down like some keywords that will like trigger the memory for me. Because like I don't have a lot of time to do much else. But yeah.
But then they don't. They never do.
Yeah, they never really work. No, it's sometimes it does work. It just doesn't work that often.
Oh.
I know our van is our van that we've been using is this isn't anything all that interesting, but our van is taking on even newer strange qualities. I think I mentioned before, like it started this thing where like if you tried to roll the window up, if it got all the way up to the top, it would roll back down. So you had to like try to roll it up till it just gets just to the top and then stop it, and then it would stay. But now that stopped. If you try to roll the window down now, it makes this horrible grinding noise. it gets and then if you roll it back up, it doesn't roll back down again though. So that's cool. But of course the window's clearly about to break. And the engine overheated on us the other night, and I had to pull over and get coolant in it, which like it came out of nowhere. And put coolant in it. And ever since then, now if you're even idling, the engine is going like you can feel the engine shaking from side to side. So I don't think that's a good sign. I don't think it's a good sign at all. I'm guessing at this point it's probably going to be cheaper to find a new used car than it is going to be to fix the car we have. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. But seeing as we don't have any monies, but I looked on Facebook Marketplace. I did see like a 2009 used Prius going for $1,200. It said it had a few engine problems, but it still ran and drove. So maybe that'll be an option. You know, I'd like to have my Prius back. I know everyone thinks Prius is like a pussy car, but I don't care. It gets good gas mileage and it's usually reliable. We used to have two Priuses. We had an orange one and a white one. So I am we're looking at options for that because like we have zero vehicle riz at the moment. Zero vehicle riz. Going to the store sounds like the car is going to like shake itself apart right now. It's like as you're driving, it's like it's not good. So we're trying to figure that out, you know. But other than that, but you know, just not feeling nauseous, I feel so much more positive than I normally would about it. I think if I had been in my in like the state I was before I got my medication yesterday, and like it was doing that, and I was kind of really upset about it, but then I forgot my medication and I wasn't feeling nauseous anymore. I suddenly felt a lot more like able to deal with things. It's amazing like what just a little difference can make. Like, you know, not feeling you're going to throw up every second, like that is a huge difference. I don't know. I'm just I've been encouraged by the responses from people I've talked to about some of the show ideas and stuff like that. And I think that just putting it out there and putting it to specific people and just instead of just like putting out in the ether kind of thing in a general sense, it's been really good because people have actually been like, oh yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I really would like to be a part of that. And they're starting to submit ideas, and they've been DMing them to me instead of like putting them in the Discord, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. I can transmit to Discord. I just can't. I feel like I kind of inadvertently got the snowball rolling a little bit. So maybe I'll start picking up some steam and we'll get somewhere with it now. Like I said, sometimes it's not even about like you know, telling people to do. Sometimes it's about like leadership isn't about telling people to do anyway. Leadership is just about leading by example, you know. And sometimes people just want to be like, hey, I want you part of the team, and that's all it needs, you know. It doesn't need people to like. It just needs like someone to be like a drill sergeant or something like that. It just needs somebody to be like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to be part of it? And that usually helps. That helps make people like feel like there's something to actually be involved with. Because otherwise, it just seems like something too nebulous and too. I think it seems too nebulous and too like, you know, it's not concrete enough. So you like having that one person be like, you know, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to be part of it? I think that makes a big difference. I think it's a big part of community building actually. I mean, as much as I'd like to think that communities can kind of form like on their own without any kind of outside influence type thing, I don't think they do. I think that communities need like some degree of leadership to be there, just in the same way that you do with this community. You know, like you're there as the leader, that you kind of you do some gatekeeping. You
But
know,
I'm not an outside influence.
it's not an outside influence. I said use
That's
the
what
wrong
you
term.
said.
I used the wrong term. Inside influence, if you want to say. But I've been saying, but you do a degree of gatekeeping, though. You know, like you set like boundaries with like things like like people like Lou and Tommy's and the ETVs of the world, and like like by putting those boundaries there, that kind of defines the kind of community you're looking for, and you need that. That's not it's not about like trying to be like the big man in charge. Because I'm not trying to be like I don't want people to like respect me or anything like that. I'm
Well,
not
if
trying to
you
do that.
consider keeping Tommy off the panel leadership, then yeah, I guess I can take that one.
It is leadership because like look what other happens on other panels whenever they don't take that
I
initiative.
know. I don't
And,
understand it. I don't understand it at all. There's some payoff there. See, I'm not getting a payoff at all by having Tommy on a panel,
yeah,
but there's some payoff that they're either getting or think they're getting, or in their mind they're getting, that keeps them in that codependent relationship with Tommy.
I mean it could be that, and I will actually I would say it's
Something's
probably
keeping it going, like keeping them. They take him on backstage and take him on backstage. They do that with Snafu too, and some other people.
I think you're probably
That's a
like
very fuzzy boundary right there.
I'd say that it's 60-40 in your favor, that you're right. That's the thing that's going on there. But I think there's a 40% chance that it's not even that there's a benefit, as much that it's just a lack of of wanting to be authoritarian to any degree. That they want to be as open as possible. They don't want to take a stance against anybody, because it's like because it feels like it's like being authoritarian or being like mean or something like that. I think that's what it comes like. And like and people don't really understand there's a difference between being a leader and being an authoritarian. And an authoritarian sets up like a bunch of like arbitrary rules and things that mostly that benefit the authoritarian leader. A leader is someone who sees like the group as a whole and tries to like a leader is like a gardener, right? This is why I see it. Like like if you're tending a garden, you have to go and you have to go and pull and cut the weeds out, right? You can't let the weeds just grow wild, because the weeds will sap all the life from the good plants, right? You have a leader is somebody who's a gardener. They go through and they cut the weeds out. They remove the weeds. They plant the right seeds. They plant the seeds in conjunction with other seeds that are beneficial to the other seeds. That's what I see. That's not an authoritarian thing. That's just how you grow a garden. And I think communities like a garden in that sense. I mean, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being naive or silly about that. But I think there's some truth to that. I think there's a big lesson to be learned from, because I used to go out whenever I was a kid. I used to go out into the garden with my grandmother, my great grandmother, Mur, as we used to call her, when I was a kid. She was I was of all my grandparents, I was the closest to her. I spent the most time with her. She was like my favorite person in the world when I was like, I'm talking like 5, 6, 7. No, not that one. The one that spoke English. The one that came over. She literally covered this country. She crossed this country in a covered wagon when she was a little girl. That's how old this woman was. Okay. And she had in my grandparents' backyard. She had this really big garden. She grew watermelons. She grew kind of tomatoes. She grew sunflowers and all the stuff like that. And she would take me out there with her. Like I'd be staying over at their house, and like I would be like 6, 7, 8. And she'd take me out to go feed the chickens, and then we'd go to the garden, and she'd be like, "I want you to like." She'd show me like the weeds. She'd want the weeds. Like she's like, "I want you to find any plants like this, and I want you to don't just snap them up. You need to dig down and you need to find the root of them and try to pull them up. To pull them up as deep as you can, because like if you don't, they're gonna sap the life out of like this plant, this tomato plant, this whatever." And so I did that a lot when I was a kid, and like I don't know, I guess like and like as I grew older, like that kind of turned into like a metaphor for me that I've kind of like, I'm just kind of realizing this as I'm talking about it too. This is something I really think about a lot. But I was like, like that mentality that she instilled into me about like how to like cultivate this garden is actually kind of the way I see cultivating communities. It's not about like, it's not about just like being like a dick, just being like, I don't want these kind of plants in there, but there are certain plants that are just parasites. If it's a parasite, if it was a weed is a parasite, if it's a parasite, you don't have a choice. You can either cut it out of the garden or you can let it take it over. And if it takes it over, then it kills everything else that's good that produces fruit, because weeds produce no fruit, right? And I remember, because I remember like there were some weeds that I thought were pretty. Like there's some weeds that make pretty flower looking things on them, you know. And I was like, well, we don't want to cut those out. Those are pretty looking. She's like, no, they're weeds. They don't actually produce. They don't produce any fruit. They don't produce any vegetables. We can't keep them there. We have to cut them out. We have to dig them out and get rid of them. And I see, that's why I see communities. I see communities like, you have to, first of all, you have to plant the seeds. You have to find the seeds that you want there, and you have to give them soil, and you have to water them and try to encourage them to grow. And then secondly, you have to find the weeds and you have to prune them and get them out of your garden. And that's, I think communities are very like that. I think they're very similar to that. I think there's probably, I am almost certainly not the first person to make this metaphor. I can't think of another place I've read it before, but I feel like I'm 99% certain this metaphor has been used probably multiple times with multiple people when it comes to community growth. So I mean, I think there's something to it. And I think you're really good at that in terms of like, you know, you're willing to like, you know, you remove the right person from the panel whenever like the panel is going off the rails because of, you know, because of somebody going a little crazy or something like that. You have the foresight, the knowledge to know that you need to prune that. You need to uproot that, take that out of the panel before it takes it over and becomes a disturb and the panel turns into
Our
just.
panels are the steadiest panels in the panelverse lately.
I agree, but like
this is like the Orient Express of staying on the rails compared to
others. Yeah. But look at MC Nemesis, like MC
It's
Nemesis.
like the VIP coach. Oh yeah, Nemesis. That one day, I didn't really know who he was. You notice he hasn't really come back much.
He'd been on before though.
Yeah, but not often.
No, but I mean, my point is just that he'd been on before. He'd been here before. He wasn't completely new, but like he was like taking over and creating and spurging and directing all these.
I eventually took him off.
Yeah,
I remember.
I'm complimenting you for that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you in that sense you're acting in that gardener type sense. Like, and sometimes you might. And I'm going to take this metaphor even further to the point. I'm going to try to push this metaphor till it breaks down completely and it makes no sense. But I see it like you know, like sometimes you might see a seed that you think is going to go well in your garden, and you might plant it and you might see like what fruit it bears, and it might turn out that plant is ends up competing with or clashing with another vegetable in your garden that's more important. And so you might have to take that one out too, because I had to do that once with my grandmother. She planted some alternate a different kind of tomato in her tomato garden that was basically sapping all the resources from the other tomatoes. It wasn't a parasite or a weed, but it required too many more resources, and I had to go with her and pull up all those tomato plants and get rid of them because they were killing the rest of the tomato crop. You know what I'm saying?
You threw them away.
We moved them way further down, but still, like we still had to take them from where, because like she had a row that was just tomatoes, right? She had 3 rows actually, and she put them kind of at the end of this one row of tomatoes, and they were killing the other tomatoes that were anywhere near her, anywhere near that tomato. So we had to say they were like these big heirloom tomatoes that she had. Like they were the ones that grew really big, and they have like those really like that weird kind of color hues to them. You know what I mean? They're good juicy tomatoes. So, but we ended up having to take them and move them down to the way at the end where we didn't even have a row. And I'm helping her like kind of till the soil and get it ready. And then we did some fertilizer down and we replanted those plants down there where they couldn't hurt anything. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, it's like communities are like that. You have to treat them like a garden. And a garden doesn't just happen on its own. A garden needs a gardener. Without a gardener, without someone to actually cultivate and actually pay attention to what is happening, the garden will die. And certainly when my grandmother died, I wasn't old enough and I wasn't old enough, and I hadn't done the gardening thing long enough. I actually tried to try to like go out, but it had already kind of like my grandparents had already kind of let it die before that, so there wasn't much I could do. But I wanted so badly to bring her garden back, like in her memory, because like when she died, it really broke my heart. I was 14, and I mean that was the at that point that was the first person I'd ever lost in my life, and I cried for like 48 hours. I was so sad when she died. Um, I was like a 14, 15-year-old kid, you know, and she was the closest person. She was the closest family member I had in my life, and I knew how much her garden meant to her. I mean, I have so many memories of spending entire days shelling black-eyed peas, of doing things like that, you know, like doing things like that, for making cornbread and stuff like that. She taught me how to make cornbread, and she taught me how to make the best cornbread you can ever have. By the way, it's not really that hard. You just make regular cornbread mix and you mix in bacon grease. By the way, um, cook some bacon, take the grease, put that into the batter, cook it up. Oh my god, that cornbread will blow your fucking mind, dude.
And this is the cooking portion of our show.
That's all I have to say about cooking. That's all I have to say about cooking. But I wanted so badly, but like the garden, whenever she went to the nursing home and she got sick, like that garden just died. It died really quickly because there wasn't anyone to tend to it, and my other grandparents had too many other things to deal with, and they didn't even know how. I was probably the only one that knew how, but I didn't. I ended up moving in over there shortly before she died and stuff like that. And it was too late by that point, but she had taught me a lot about that sort of thing, and I just like feel like I never thought about this as a metaphor for community until just now, as we're talking this stream, and like suddenly it occurred to me like that. I was like, holy shit! Like everything I learned about gardening influences the way I think about community, and I didn't even realize it to just now. And it's kind of amazing to me. I'm thinking I'm like shit. It all makes sense, you know. Like it's not about leadership. Isn't about telling people what to do. It's just about recognizing issues and learning how to deal with them in ways that aren't necessarily destructive or like there are things that are weeds that just needs to be pulled up and thrown into the fire pit, and there's things like those tomato plants that need to be pulled up and moved to somewhere else where they can be more effective, you know. And I think that there's a lot of truth in that for community. I think there's something to be learned there. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, you can argue with me and tell me I'm wrong, but so far I don't feel like I'm wrong.
What do
Did
you
Cynthia,
mean, Frank? Did Cynthia decide to help Chris?
because Frank's the one that reached out to her. Yes. Cynthia said she was more than happy to. Um, and I'm done now, by the way. So if anyone wants to jump on and talk, they're welcome to. I don't mean to monologue. I just have stories sometimes, and I tell them.
It's wisdom from Grandma Day.
Yeah, this is wisdom from my.
Grandma
I mean,
gardening.
as much as it might sound like spurging right now, like this is actually a very emotional story for me. I'm actually thinking it's actually like telling this is making me feel very very sentimental and very I'm a little teary. You can't tell because of glasses, but I'm a little teary right now. I miss my grandmother, my great grandmother, quite a lot. She was a
That was one of the
really
topics last night. Is should men cry? And Flo took the position, no, it makes you look weak. So he would think you're weak right now. And I said that's his perception, but that's not everybody's.
And you know what? If Flo is out there, if you're listening, Flo, all I can say is like namaste, brother. Just kidding. No, fuck you.
Let it out. Let it
Fuck
out.
you, Flo. Men cry, and men should cry because crying is a absolutely natural physiological
It's
response.
oxytocin bonding.
Not just that, but when you cry, this has been proven by science, and I've looked it up.
They don't trust science.
They don't
Flo's
trust
not going
science.
to trust science.
Okay. Well, I read several articles back. I did a research on crying a long time ago because I was interested. And the thing is, do you know why you know why tears kind of sting your cheeks, a little bit? Like they kind of like they almost like they feel like a little like acidic on your cheeks, like whenever
They don't
it's
sting mine.
because like what's that? They don't on
They don't
yours?
sting mine.
Okay. Well, for me, whenever I cry, I feel like a little. It's not like it's not very. It's not like an intense sting. It's not like I feel like a bee sting or something. There's like this kind of slight stinging sensation as they roll down my cheeks.
No, my tears don't do that to me. They don't feel any different than.
Well, tears crying is a response of stress, and whenever you stress, it creates a toxin. It literally creates a toxin in your body, and the tears are a way of your body expelling that toxin, which is why it feels salty and if you ever got a tear in your mouth, like it's really bitter and salty, right? You've experienced that, right?
I don't know. I haven't experienced stinging toxic tears though.
Okay, so well, I'm just crazy then. But anyway, I read this.
I'm not saying you just because I haven't experienced doesn't mean you're crazy. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I just it made me feel crazy.
My tears have never stung my face or burned or felt like acid.
They don't. It's not. It's a very, very light. It's a very. You notice they're there. It feels different than when water is sprayed in your face, doesn't it? If you got water in your face in the shower, does that not feel different than a tear?
Yeah, I've tasted the salty tears, but it didn't sting.
Okay, well, I guess that's enough. Like the salt of it, the salt of it in itself. But like they did experiments on like what happens when people cry, and they put them in like stressful situations and try to elicit the crying response. And they found that like literally what tears are is your body expelling toxins that are created by your brain. They expel them through the tear ducts in order to get them out of your system. So that's the reason why you feel better when you cry. Whenever you cry, you feel better because the fact that those tears that come out are actually getting rid of toxins from your brain.
I know, but it makes you look like a pussy to people like Flo, and then they stop trusting you as much. And I made the point that it would make me trust you more if I saw your full range of emotion. I would trust you more that you felt comfortable enough to cry in front of other people.
Well, you definitely.
So it just depends on who's looking at the situation and how they're conditioned about it, or would they believe about it.
Well, I personally think that Flo's position on that is bullshit. I think that it's a really like reductive, stupid way to think of things.
Well, I mean, you have to filter the weak people out of society, and it's a natural reaction to weakness.
I don't think there's anything stronger than having the willingness to cry in front of people and just like let it happen, and then like once it's done, you pick yourself up and you move on and you go back to what you were doing. I think that is strength, in my opinion. There's nothing stronger than that. Now, if you let like the tears overwhelm you and you just like become like subject to the tears, if you take that.
See, I don't pick up on that kind of stuff. Is that another reason Machine and Flo are in conflict now? Because he sided with Lindsay?
Could it mean that people cry a lot, have more toxin?
Yeah, maybe I just don't have those toxins. Maybe I don't have toxin in my body because I don't have like.
You know what?
Tears don't do that.
You know what? I'm going to make a wild, non-medical. This is purely for entertainment. This is not medical information. There is no proof of anything I'm about to say, but this is something that occurred to me before. I have thought before myself. I have thought to myself in the past that people that hold their tears in, that hold that sadness in, that gather it up, I feel like that is a way that you can get cancer. I really do. I feel like that toxin builds up in your brain and creates a cancerous
Oh, go on with you.
I mean, it's probably okay. I admit.
Yeah, it's total bullshit. This is total writer's brain 95%. Bullshit. This is an entertainment show. This is Chris attempting to be entertaining. In no way should it be taken for medical information.
I just said that before I said it. I didn't even.
I'm double emphasizing it for the people out there that still can't tell that it's bullshit.
Well, I'm just saying that if Flow State gets cancer in the next few years, you'll know why.
Because he's not letting out his emotion.
Yes, because I think that when you hold back your emotions and you refuse to try, have you ever like really been like on the verge of crying?
I don't hold my emotions back. I don't think I have it. I don't come from a culture that we do though, so that was never anything I had to learn.
I have before, and I can say that there's almost nothing more painful than keeping yourself from like getting to that point, like holding that
I've had
emotion
to
back.
hold in sneezes, and they were painful.
Yeah, that sucks too. But if holding back tears, holding back crying, like whenever you're really like you really want to, it feels like it makes my brain tingle in an angry way. It feels bad, and like I didn't know, and that I felt like that way before I read that article. But I mean, and like, yeah, hey, maybe it's all bullshit or whatever. I don't care. I just know that like I let myself cry whenever I feel like I need to cry.
Me too.
And
I don't have anybody's permission to cry.
yeah, and I don't feel a slight bit emasculated about it. I don't
I
feel
don't either. Flo can think whatever he wants. If you don't want to be my friend, if he catches me crying, then that's on him.
yeah. I think that's just ridiculous. I mean,
They told
I,
us as a kid, if you hold your nose while you sneeze, it blows out your eyeball. Like it'll blow your brains out through your eyeballs or something. So I was always
that's
scared to hold my nose and sneeze at the same time.
well, that's true. You know, you don't do that. I mean, I knew a kid in Canada once
Who
that
had his eyeballs blown out?
I was kidding. I'm joking,
Oh,
man. That's why I said I knew a kid in Canada once. You don't know him. It just
I don't know. With all these Canadians I've been meeting lately,
Dude,
I
I
might.
had a boss at that modern design furniture company I worked for. This is kind of a funny story. He was this guy named Sean, and like me and him became pretty good fast friends and stuff. But he started talking about like his girlfriend who was in Canada, and I thought he was making jokes, like like that. Basically, he didn't have a girlfriend. Like he was just making a joke about like, oh yeah, I have my girlfriend in Canada. And then like a few months later, he actually left the company, and like he invited me for dinner. And then I met his actual girlfriend, who actually was from Canada. And I was like, holy shit, it wasn't a lie.
You wouldn't think you would have a girlfriend from Canada?
It wasn't that. It's just like when people say they have a girlfriend, you don't know her, she's from Canada, and they say that kind of thing. It's usually a joke because like the old, it's like the old like thing that like kids would say in high school, like, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend, I totally have a girlfriend. She's just in Canada and you don't know her, kind
I've
of thing. Or
never
she's
heard of that. I've never
You never heard
heard of
that?
the
That was
girl.
like it was a common trope when I was growing up. Like it was like a joke that people would say, like, "Oh yeah, I have a girlfriend. Yeah, she's in Canada. You don't know her, or she goes to another school. You don't know her, kind of thing." And it was just like a common joke. So like I thought he was like making a joke to me for like years, well, not years, but like for at least a year. I knew him at work, and every time he mentioned his girl from Canada, I thought that he was just like joking around because he didn't it was never in a really specific way. It was always in this really like kind of vague kind of sense, and it was really funny.
Who
So
threw a chair on panel? Jeff? Lindsay? On one of these panels? We're already at the throwing chair stage.
did somebody actually flip tables for once? God damn, shit. Have you ever seen the the flip tables game, dude?
Yeti, he doesn't know. He does not know. This is all made up bullshit.
Look,
There's a
this like my
game. There's a flip table game where you have to flip the table as part of the game.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up the thing so you guys can see it because it's hilarious. We used to have it in the arcade machine here. In the arcade, we have this arcade called
I'll be right back.
Round One, and and like they and we used to play it because like Lindsay used to make the joke. She used to end conversations whenever she'd get mad online. She would just be like flips tables and then sign off. Um, um, And so like I'm gonna find this. This is a real it's a Japanese arcade game. It's the total thing. The thing was completely untranslated, but you didn't really need to translate to understand like what was going on. The whole you choose between like three different scenarios, and then like you just wait to the right moment to flip the table. And when you flip the table, like it gets you points depending on how much stuff you destroy. It's hilarious. Let me see if I can find it here. Um, it's called Chaba Chabudai Gaishi. Um, I'll just see if I can link the Wikipedia article so you can get an idea. But it literally like the arcade setup is just like a screen with like this giant table in front, and whenever you get to the right point, you literally like you take the end of the table.
What's
and
it called?
Flip it up.
Flip table game.
I'm putting the link right now into the private chat and to the public chat.
Is it Toad the Table?
Here, look that up, and it's hilarious. We used to go to the arcade. We used to go to the arcade thing just to play this.
No, I've never seen it. This is the first time in my life seeing this. I've never seen this growing up.
You see what it looks like, right? You see like the way the arcade machine looks. So
I
like
would remember this.
It would be because it's a Japanese. It's like the round one arcade thing here has untranslated Japanese arcade games, and they've never been brought to the U.S. officially. Taito made it, and so you see like the way the table looks. It looks like it looks like a typical little tiny Japanese table, and you would wait. There's 3 different scenarios. One was like a wedding ceremony. One of them was a family reunion with something else. And so you wait until like everyone you try to wait until the moment where everyone is the most in the field of damage from the table flipping, and then you flip the table and you try to get the highest score you can. It's hilarious. Oh my god, it's so much fun, too. We all did it several times. It's just it's the dumbest arcade game. There's one mechanic to it that you don't get to do it twice. You can just flip the table one time, and it's that's a tangent, but anyway.
Yeah, a tangent from what? What was the original topic?
You just said how she threw chairs, and I was like, did she really flip tables in real life from the screen? She flip the table and run away? Yeah.
I flipped tables as a kid.
Did you?
Like on accident.
I've never. Well, I may have done by accident. I don't remember.
Running in the house. Me and my stepsister were running through the trailer, and we ran into the kitchen table, and it flipped up. And we had our we were running because we had the Crazy Cow cereal that would turn your milk chocolate or strawberry.
Oh yeah.
And there was some fresh one on the table, and I think we were running to see who got to it first to eat the Crazy Cow. And we hit the table, and it flipped up in the air, and the cereal flipped up with it and flew all over the place. And the table landed on its back with its legs up, and we were on the floor, splayed out around it. And we thought it was the funniest thing. I think we peed our pants. It was so funny.
That makes the story so much better. You pissed your pants.
No, we did. Funny. It was so because it happened so fast. When we were running, one moment and next moment we were on the floor with this upside down table and pink cereal everywhere.
And did it feel like slow motion when it happened? Did every time slow down? And you're just like, oh
no, it was fast. It happened so fast, like a car wreck where you're one way 1 minute and the next minute you're rolling around spinning in a ditch. And you don't know how you got from one instant to another. It was one moment it was this, and now it's this.
The first car accident I had was like that. It was completely sudden. It did not. The second car accident I had when I saw it coming, that was totally that I was totally in slow motion. Then I did not experience that normal time. It felt everything that happened was it felt like it was oh no.
You could see it happening as it was happening.
Yeah, I saw the truck coming towards us, and I was like, oh shit.
Mine caught me by surprise because I was reading a book. I was in the back seat reading a book, and I didn't see it coming. And that's why to this day I can't read in the car because I keep waiting for the wreck that happened the last time I tried.
Also, reading in the car will make you super car sick. So, yeah, I'm so much better today. I mean, I'm dizzy as fuck, but I'm not nauseous. I'm so happy. Lindsay just said I seem a lot better today. I'm just I am still so dizzy, but I'm not nauseous, and that the lack of nausea is just I don't know. Like I said, I feel it's like a weird kind of bliss. It's like yeah, I'm dizzy, but I'm not. I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up. That's awesome.
I've never taken a train in my life, except for the trains at Disney and Six Flags. It's like the little amusement park trains. I've never been on a real an Amtrak. I've taken
Amtrak. Amtraks are fine. Like they take like about 2 hours longer. Like when we take the Amtrak to Texarkana, like we did this last time. You get on it and like you just kind of like you sit up in it. So you got lots of leg room. Like unlike a plane, you have lots of leg room. You have like places to plug in your devices. They don't like yell at you for like like turning your devices off or anything like that. You can kind of like set your feet up and you can lay back and you're not interfering with anybody else's like seating, and you can just like lay back and like sleep if you want to, or like look at your phone or whatever because you got Wi-Fi on there, and you can just kind of like you can just chill out. It takes like 5.5 for normally
Yeah,
takes
it takes so long and it pollutes the environment.
normally it would take, well, supposedly I don't know that this is true, but when I worked at Amtrak, part of their propaganda was that trains pollute the environment far less
In the
than
airplane.
planes do, than airplanes do. Because when jet fuel burns, it creates far more harmful carcinogens in the air. I don't know if that's true. That might be complete misinformation from Amtrak itself, but that's what Amtrak told me. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, but like taking the train, it takes about like where it's a 3 hour trip normally to get to Texarkana. It's a 5.5 hour trip from the train, and it's way cheaper. Okay, like when we took the train to Texarkana, it was $32 for both me and Lindsay.
I think Frank, I noticed that last night. He had to end his stream. I think they feed each other because both of them introduced very questionable topics.
There was the incest gang didn't show up this time, I guess, right? So that's good.
I don't know that it didn't. There was at some point in the stream, I just decided to sit here. I said, I'm just gonna sit. I'm not gonna try to compete with this content at all.
How much of the movie did you end up watching? Did you watch any of the movie?
It was not a bad movie. I just got sleepy. Let me think. They had the black chick. They had just gotten that guy. Because I got Val Kilmer and that other older guy with the fuzzy hair confused.
Right. Yeah, that's understandable.
Um, I don't remember. It feels like maybe an hour in, 45 minutes in.
Yeah. We'll try to find the spot and watch the rest of it. It's really worth watching. It just gets crazier and crazier. Like I mean, after Nicolas Cage like pulls the couple over and forces the girl to have sex with him while like boyfriend watches and stuff, shit like that. It's like
Well, Lindsay told the one-eyed hamster story, and then Fatty, I guess, felt like he had to compete with it or something. It just got worse from there. Eventually, next thing I know, the stream is over.
Oh man, yeah, I was 5 in the morning whenever I saw you guys on there. It was like literally 5 a.m. here, so
Oh,
like
God.
I was like,
What have I become?
that's when I was like, you guys are still up going like this? Like, damn, I'm going back to bed. Like there wasn't any, because it was just you weren't even, if you had been like talking or something like that, maybe I would have jumped in or something, like tried to jump in, but like I wasn't even like
Oh,
gonna.
I had nothing to contribute by the time it got to all that.
Yeah, I saw what the conversation was at that point, and I was like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna go
Oh,
back to
y'all didn't
sleep.
finish Red Rock West?
Yeah, well, me and ChopperJeff did, but just Frank got sleepy, went to sleep. Yeah, totally, man. I'll be happy to put on the last half of it for you, man. It's a good movie. I mean, it has some parts in it that are kind of like dumb, but like it's a worth watching movie. I just put it on because I was like, I don't know, I was in like I downloaded it because it came with my torrent server, and I was like, I like that movie. John Dahl directed it. He also directed like Joyride and like a bunch of Breaking Bad episodes, and he's a good director. And I'd seen it a long time ago, back in like I saw last time I saw it was on VHS.
Well,
Um,
Chopper Jeff thinks differently.
yes, he said it was kind of a bad movie. He also said he enjoyed it a lot. So I mean, you know, it's a cheesy noir film from the early '90s. I don't know what you want from it exactly. It's kind of dumb. It's kind of like Double Indemnity. It's kind of like this movie where everyone double crosses each other. every single person in the movie double crosses the other one, and like it's just like it's just like a constant stream of double crosses, and it's. We did. We went to the. We went while we were waiting on my prescriptions last night. We went by the thrift store and Lindsay found herself a pair of boots, a pair of really nice Fry boots for like under $10, and like so we got and I had a little cash in my pocket, so I got those for her, and she was very happy about that. Fry is a very expensive boot brand, so. All right. But I have a lot of nice Fry boots myself, but I don't really wear them because I have these super comfortable those are called Skechers that those Go Walk Skechers. I like if you have available to you a pair of those shoes, I don't know why you wear any of those shoes because like those things are like walking on clouds. So no, they still make them. They just they kind of mess up the design. They're not as good these days.
Are you talking to us? Who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Lindsay's talking to me on the side, and I'm just like I'm kind of like relaying what she's saying to the chat. That's all.
What fat black guy on TV? Is it a commercial? Bill Cosby had Fat Albert on the cartoons, but Bill Cosby himself wasn't that fat. I'm trying to think of the fat black guy. Tyson? To me, he's not that fat. That's not what I would call fat.
Was it the comedian? The comedian Patrice O'Neal, maybe? He's got a fat black guy. Tyson.
Degrassi.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay. Yeah. What about him? He said he.
Oh, that
he
fat black guy. Okay.
He said it. He said flat Earth was real. If Neil deGrasse Tyson said the flat Earth was real, then I don't know. I guess I don't know anything about what mainstream science thinks anymore.
Wait, what did Neil say? I don't know. I'm not. There's something I'm missing in the chat.
Me too. I've never heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say shit about flat Earth that wasn't like making fun of it. So.
Y'all are spreading misinformation about Neil. He did say that ignorant stuff about gender, though.
Yeah, he definitely did. And he couldn't even defend it. It was really sad.
I didn't get that from Tyson. I got that from Wikipedia or some, like, Britannica or something. Or maybe I asked the AI. I think I got it from the AI, which probably got it from Wikipedia and Britannica and a bunch of other authoritative sources. So there.
I guess the Earth is round from the fact that whenever I go out into like just any general field or anything, I can see the curvature of the Earth. I can see the curve. I can see the sky curve, and I don't think the sky and everything is gonna curve like that. Like if it's flat, it doesn't look slice but flat to me.
It's not about reality. They're not instant reality. It's psych. It's to gain a sense of mastery or control over.
Plus, flat Earth makes no sense. It doesn't make sense in any possible like. There's no realm of science where it makes sense. It's not like it has like. It's not like, well, if flat Earth was true, then it would explain this, and this, and it doesn't make any of those things make sense. It makes them make less sense. It's just it's an asinine theory that I feel like started out as more of a prank. In this,
I'm trying to figure out who the flat earther is. That would be a good challenge for our game. That dog don't hunt, Chopper. So Frank, are you the flat earther? Chopper, are you a flat earther?
Hey, Chopper, welcome to the.
I'm so fucking sad you even asked me that, man. I had to stumble up over all of my chords and my keyboard to even get to my mute button quick enough to be like,
I didn't think either one of you.
were.
And it seems like y'all are fighting over it. And
We're not fighting. We debate. We can debate.
That obvious of a troll.
Well,
no, I don't know. Sometimes I think Frank is trolling me, but I'm not going to accuse him of that because I think he really believes it. But
you think he's a flat earther?
Yes.
He seems smarter than that.
Well, don't say that he's dumb because he's flat earthers. Just flat earthers are ignorant of the science.
It does like count against that category. Flo is the same way.
I think Frank will say
Oh, is
anything.
Flo a flat earther? Oh my gosh!
Well,
You just
he's a
destroyed.
non-heliocentric model.
Mm.
No, he's not a flat earther. He does not think the Earth is he thinks the Earth is possibly the center of the universe, though.
No.
Yeah.
It's not though. I
But,
mean, have you seen? I watched. Do you guys even watch any of the space channels? Like that was my obsession. Like my for a few years was just the all of the space channels and learning about exoplanets and all the different space missions and how we're able to look at a star and see how it wobbles to determine whether there's an exoplanet and how we can see what elements the atmosphere is made out of because of the color refractions and the frequency of the color band we look at it. So I mean, there's actual science behind all of this stuff, and just to say that it's all made up and it's all fake is just absolutely absurd and ridiculous. But I'll debate with anybody because I like Frank. Yeah. Frank is cool as fuck. But
Frank, come up here and debate.
Yeah.
If you want to troll,
Frank, I consider Frank. I consider Frank a friend, and I don't. And
it's that
Frank a friend. I don't care if he does believe in flat Earth, then that's fine. I mean, if I can tolerate people having some dumb opinions. But
science is not something that's like it's a method or a process. Like you can use it yourself to
people
verify.
Fib, science don't. If it's a lie, then it's not science.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, science has been caught. Science has totally
science.
been caught fibbing, but I'm not even going by science and what the claims of science are. I'm going by my own personal observational skills and intelligence that I see that the Earth is some sort of sphere. It may be a perfect sphere. It may be kind of like oblong shaped because of like the way the Earth spins and everything, which has been proven. But I do think that Earth is essentially a spheroidal type of object, and it makes little sense to me that it would be anything else. Not to mention, the fact that, we can see like the way the sun looks, we can see the way the moon looks, we can see the fact they rotate, we can see and other planets. We have pictures of tons of other planets from satellites, and not to mention that satellites wouldn't work if we didn't have a spheroidal a planet. So what? I mean, how would your cell phone work if you had flat Earth? It doesn't make sense. GPS would not work without a GPS satellite in one of three triangular positions that triangulate with each other, and like they wouldn't be able to pinpoint anything unless there was unless it was a spheroidal Earth. I mean, like it's one of those things where things work because of the fact that our Earth is a sphere. It's just like, I mean, and every person that's tried to prove the Earth was flat, well, they have what if satellites were fake? I have a landline. Okay. You have a landline that gets signals that your landline is connected to your router, right? Your landline is connected to a router, and that is connected
Frank is just trolling us, man.
Yeah, I think Frank's just trolling us. He's just trolling us.
I mean, come on, the glowing thingamajiggy in the center.
All right, yeah.
Frank is Tommy's buddy.
I'm Tommy. I consider myself Tom. I consider myself Frank's buddy.
Oh.
I consider Frank. I think of Frank as a buddy too, but I'm just saying. I don't think landlines. I just don't think landlines disprove satellites.
I'm confused what a landline is. Isn't that just an internet line?
A LAN, large area network. A large area network.
Unless he's talking about the POTS line, the plain old telephone service line.
No, that's a land line with the LAND, but the LAN line is a broadband internet connection that plugs into the back of your computer.
Wait, you know Tommy in person, Frank, from Canada?
Fuck.
Well,
I think he was just saying that Tommy is my guy. But Tommy don't really have like a crew.
Yes, Frank. So he should. So wait, consider you all faking gay, Brody Alexander. Okay. From the YouTube screens. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's pretty much where everybody knows him from. I think that's the only place
YT screets
even exists.
I'm from the YT. I'm the YT screets.
Hey.
Gonna bust out a rhyme here. Not really. I can't freestyle for shit. I wish I could. Freestyle would be cool.
Rufus.
Always tried.
Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. Black Wolf.
Rufus Black Wolf. That's a badass. Like handle you got there, buddy. I'm down with it. Come on the panel. Let's talk about that.
It's
Let's
the
talk about how
Black Wolf
you.
part. If it was just Rufus, it wouldn't be as badass.
Yeah, Rufus
Rufus.
Black Wolf. And it sounds like. I mean, it sounds like something that's gonna go. It sounds like a Liam Neeson character from his earlier post Taken films where he would just go off and just murder everybody that got in his way. It sounds like some badass shit. What's on the movie agenda tonight, Frank? I don't know. I haven't really given a lot of thought. I don't know what I've got
Is
going
there a
on
good
tonight.
comedy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I would like to watch
a movie.
I would like to get. We could watch some more of that Maniac show. That's pretty good comedy. But it's not like real funny comedy. I'm trying to think of something that's really funny. I would like to watch something that's actually straight up funny, something that actually makes me laugh. And I have
somebody should make a comedy.
Laugh
Somebody should make a comedy about Flat Earth. I think that would be hilarious.
Don't they have a documentary about it? I don't know if I could sit through it.
Oh no, I mean not a documentary. I mean, hey, I see what you did there, Jeff. Not a documentary, but an actual comedy about like flat Earth and like flat earthers in the comedy will send flat earthers out into space and then they'll just be like, my reality is shattered or something. I don't know.
There's none out there currently.
I don't think there is.
There's a movie called Operation Avalanche that's about the that whole the idea of them faking the moon landing. It's like this mockumentary thing. It's actually kind of funny. But it's made from people that don't actually believe the moon landing is fake. But it's like if the moon landing is fake, this is how hard it would be to do. I have a lot of comedies, but I mean, laugh out loud comedies are real hard for me to come by. The last time I remember just almost rolling in the aisles kind of laughter was the first one I saw Anchorman. First time I saw Anchorman, man, I laughed so hard, dude. Like that scene where they're all talking about love and the thing and dude saying I love lamp thing. Oh my god, I died in it, I was laughing so hard I almost fell out of my seat. Or whenever he's going on the street and he gets or whenever he's going on the street and he gets hit by the hot dog or whatever like that. And or he hits the guy with a hot dog and it kills his dog and
Frank is saying Barfly.
Barfly is a great movie, but it's not funny to me. It's not a funny movie. It's kind of depressing. I mean, it's about Charles Bukowski. I mean, Charles Bukowski's funny in a certain sort of way. I mean, I want something that's actually laugh out loud funny. I'm trying to think of really good comedies. I have With Neil and I. With Neil and I is a great comedy, but once again, it's British humor, so it's a little subtle, but it's got some really wacky moments in it. I don't know. Laugh out loud comedies are rare for me. And I tried to write the screenplay that we were supposed to do in the read through on. It's supposed to be. I tried to write it as a laugh out loud comedy, but after all the revisions and everything, I've read through it 3 times now, and I have to admit that I might have gone too far with toning down some of the comedy elements in it. It does not have nearly as many laugh parts in it as it originally did. There used to be a lot more funny issues and funny moments in it. But it's a real lean mean script. I'll give it that. I did a good job paring it down, editing it down to its bare essentials. But
I have my appointment in 45 minutes, and then that'll probably go for a few hours, and I'll be free after that. So maybe you can find a laugh out loud comedy by then.
Monty Python, yeah, Monty Python's is a lot of laughs. I would love to watch.
Oh, good, Jeff. I'm glad it's nice out today.
Oh yeah,
that sounds good.
I was thinking about streaming from my barn a little bit while I was on panel, but I decided I probably wouldn't get much done if I didn't focus. So I was just gonna clean up and do some stuff, get outside for a little bit. It's it's 58 degrees here, man, and it's almost the middle of February. It's kind of crazy.
I'm trying to think of. I'm just really trying to. I'm really racking my brain and trying to think of what's the last laugh out loud comedy you saw, Jeff? Let me get your what's a comedy that literally made you laugh out loud?
There were parts of The Curse that I laughed out loud during.
Oh yeah, that last episode for sure. That was funny as hell.
I can't really remember. Maybe the I can't really remember the last movie I really enjoyed, like in a funny way.
Reno 911
Probably,
was a Christmas movie.
I don't know,
That was
somewhere
good. That was
between
good.
Buster Scruggs and fucking,
Buster Scruggs? I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not familiar. Not
You
familiar.
haven't seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Is it gonna make us laugh out loud?
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's a Cohen movie. They've never made me laugh yet.
really? Well,
No, I
this
don't
one,
get the humor.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. It's kind of a semi-dark comedy. Um, there's a lot of memes from that movie. I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it.
I've never even heard of it. Is it Coen Brothers movie? When did it come out?
Man, maybe 2018, 17, 18.
Shit. I have like fallen off like I mean Burn After Reading's got some funny moments to it, but it's not like a laugh out loud comedy over the way through. Burn After Reading has them. They're like the moments that you laugh at in retrospect when you think back on it. Like there's like some hilarious scenes in it, but it's not like laugh out loud in the moment. Like I'm just trying to think of like I am a very harsh comedy critic. It's really hard to make me laugh. Like it has to be really absurdist, like really like it has to really surprise me. The comedy has to really like just surprise me out of nowhere. And I'm trying to think of what's done that in the recent years. Like I haven't seen a lot. I enjoy a lot of comedies. They're
Well,
just like
Buster Scruggs. I mean, it's the thing about the movie Buster Scruggs. It's a collection of like kind of short stories. So I mean, it's good especially if you don't have a long attention span. So I highly recommend it. I think you guys will enjoy it. I almost want to watch it right now, thinking about it.
I've got tons of TV that I think is hilarious, but I don't know that how well it would play from a lot of people. But yeah. Community is my show. That's the show that made me laugh out loud probably more than any other. That and certain parts of The Good Place I thought were absolutely there was a moment in season 2 of The Good Place that like I laughed. I had to like stop the show and just like I just had to laugh for like 10 minutes because like just like the timing and like the dialogue and everything was so funny. There's been some TV shows more than there has been movies. But I'm trying to think of some movies besides like I mean when I was growing up, Mystery Science Theater 3000 the movie, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Those things make me laugh my ass off.
I remember the first time I saw Aqua Teen, I probably died laughing. And
Oh yeah, oh my
now when
god.
I watch it, it's just not funny to me at all.
Well,
It's just kind of stupid.
it's not as but okay. Have you seen the Hand Banana episode though?
The
Dear God,
hand man.
Hand Banana, Hand
Oh
Banana.
yeah, I've seen that.
to me that like because like the whole point of it was that I don't know if you're I don't know if you're familiar with like the point of Hand Banana, but like the point of that and also the what's known as the dickisode where like they just keep saying the word dick over and over again for like no random reasons. The whole point was like that they were trying to like do like the Freddy Got Fingered thing where they were trying to like wear this kind of humor
Yeah.
out. They was kind of like the anti-humor thing. They were trying to do this thing so over the top and so much to the point where like they would just like kill that kind of comedy all together. And like the Hand Banana thing is like the whole thing is like this cute little like inflatable like looks like an inflatable balloon dog type thing that stalks Carl their neighbor and just like keeps telling him that he's gonna rape him and and then like and like it seems it's just really uncomfortable and but then like the point of the episode comes across whenever like Carl comes in he's like I used to think rape was funny. I used to think it was funny, but I would let people at work would make jokes about like haha this person got raped and I would laugh but now it's not funny anymore and like it's like the whole thing is about how rape isn't funny but like it's just like this like having like this absurd like yellow cartoon animal being like calling on the phone being like tonight you rape it's so absurd and so like over the top that you can't help but like just like laugh at the absurdity of it but like Matt Malero is brilliant like that he's probably my most my biggest hero anyway so yeah I don't know. I'll see if I can find some comedies that people might find funny. I've got a ton on my server. I just don't know what's what. I guess Jeff's got to go, so we need to to
I don't have to go, but
wrap it up.
I was gonna just head out to do other stuff, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks for having me up here, guys. I just saw Frank and jabbing the flat Earth, so I just wanted to get up there and let you
He
guys know.
does.
The
Yeah,
Earth
just
is
gonna-
definitely an oblique spheroid.
That'd be
Space is
him.
real. There's other galaxies, probably other life.
it's gonna be a short one today, but just when we do short ones like this, when we go watch movies, there's always the good chance that we might come back on and do it after movie, like post-mortem screen, so post-mortem stream. So we might come back online and talk about the movie or something like that. So
Right on. Well, thanks for having me up, guys. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Yeah.
See
have a
you.
good one, man.
See you next one, which will be tomorrow, same time.
Yep.
So I guess I can just message you when I'm done. The Earth is in the shape of a pizza. That's why pizza tastes so good. Why does?
I'm telling you, Moose. How many
It
times did I
seems like
tell
it
you?
would
The
sell.
Earth is a donut, not a pizza. It's a
I'd rather
donut,
the
and
pizza.
that's why the Earth tastes so good. That's why.
In fact,
Because
I'm hungry for
donuts,
pizza.
donuts are delicious. It's donut shaped. Donut Earth for life. Or geodesical Earth, maybe like hexagon shaped or something. I don't know, but definitely donut still, nonetheless. Anyway, guys, good night, everyone, and we will see you in mañana, maybe tonight, maybe we don't know. We'll see. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yep. Talk to you later. Definitely tomorrow or on the Discord. So take care. See you then.